welcome to another special edition of Pope TV, where I have with me right now, stand still kid, don't move too much, because I have the one and only living internet wrestling legend himself, the $5 champion that is FreightTrain. And right now FreightTrain has come to the rescue, if you will. He's come to stand for something that he believes in, if you will. He's come to speak on behalf of a man who's never for a loss of words, who is never for a loss of words. The Pope himself, Elijah Burke.
Okay, I'm thinking about they need to give these brothers a chance. It don't make no sense for big wrestling companies like TNA, WWE, let these two talented brothers go. The wrestling business need to step up and come along. They don't know what they missing, especially Buddy Ray. He had all the competition in TNA, had TNA title too many times. If they don't give these brothers no chance at no belt, Devon Duggan could have been the second black TNA heavyweight champion, or the Pope could have got a belt in TNA. This FreightTrain, this message from me, wrestling fans, down here in New Orleans, Louisiana. This is my first time in the dirty South. Because I want to see a change for the wrestling industry and the wrestling business. I don't know why TNA let these two go for. These were the two talented brothers I ever seen on TV. So they got to know who I was. That's why they run to me. Cause you know a FreightTrain would do this thing. Everybody watching on Pope TV. FreightTrain would do this thing. This message for FreightTrain. When you get back, holler back. It's choo-choo time.
Really quick, because I think Devon got a little derailed, if you will, by the Elijah Express, when the Express kind of went down south, if you will, with Devon's former wife, and the kids kind of embraced Pope as their new father figure. What type of words, what type of confident advice can you give someone like Devon, who has been pushed out of his home, like Devon, who has lost his wife, like Devon, who has lost his kids, who looked at Pope as a father? What type of advice would you have for Devon in this type of situation?
That's terrible. That's pitiful for a man up top that lost his wife and his kids to this gentleman right here. That is terrible. His wife going to a young dude like Elijah Burke the Pope, going to a young man. She wants some young meat and some young chocolate candy. That's terrible. She left Devon. Now the Pope got everything. I know Devon kind of embarrassed by now. Embarrassed his wife, left him for this young guy right here. You know, women's after some young Hershey Kisses chocolate candy. They after that now. Now the Pope got her and got the kids. They're going to have to be Mrs. Pope now.
There you go, Daddy.
Mrs. Pope.
Mrs. Pope. And I like that. And to sum it all up, if she was not, for some reason or another, if she didn't become Mrs. Pope, and Pope decided to put on the slide, if you will, and Pope decided to give it a boot, if you will, and Pope decided to toot it and boot it, and I passed over the FreightTrain, what would happen then if Pope gave you the second sloppy seconds, if you will? What happens there, FreightTrain? Who does she become? What would she be to you?
She has to be Mrs. FreightTrain. A lot of people wanted to be a Mrs. FreightTrain in the wrestling business. I said Mrs. FreightTrain will come sooner or later. She got to get some of the FreightTrain scooter first. Got to get some of it first. See if she like the FreightTrain scooter.
Well, you know what? That's all fine and well, and I can appreciate it. So with that being said, you guys have heard it live right here, Wrestlecon, live in New Orleans, Daddy. And this man, the FreightTrain himself, once again, letting it be known like only he can. I'm your Pope, Elijah Burke. This is the FreightTrain. Choo-choo. And until next time, Daddy, stay tuned. We'll be back at you. Thanks, Daddy. I appreciate it.
No problem.